All right, it's another show of the chop up. I got my special guest right there, Matt from Italy. We're gonna talk about some
Yeah,
real
man.
stuff this episode, man. Hey, Matt, I wanna chop it up with you about the metaverse that's coming out. With Facebook
Yeah,
changing its name to Meta or whatever they want to call it, but they don't own the metaverse, and also NFTs.
yeah, yeah,
So what I find is that we spend a lot of time talking about people. We talk about relationships. We talk about fashion and cars. But what we don't talk about is what rich people are talking about, which is how the market is moving in the next 5, 10 years. Where do we put ourselves today so we can be successful in the future instead of wasting our time acquiring things that aren't assets but are liabilities? So I want to see what you feel about that metaverse, man. Talk to me.
man. This metaverse stuff, man. First of all, Mark Zuckerberg coming out with this stuff. It, I'm not gonna lie. In a lot of ways, it's new, it's innovative. It kind of scares me a little bit too. Um, this remember that movie? What was it? Ready Player One.
Hmm.
And it's really what it is. I mean, it's gonna change a lot of things, man. So like when people start thinking about how to move their money and change their positions to get ready for this thing, you got to think about what all is metaverse gonna change and bring to the real world for us now, right? So one of the things that just kind of looking at it, COVID-19 taught us a whole lot of stuff, right? Main thing being all of a sudden now people working from home. The working from home is going to change in this thing called metaverse. Consider that your workspace now becomes your home space, right? Where you can work from home in a different way. People will create the workspace in a virtual environment, and you will be able to work and interact with people that you have in your usual office space at the house. You know what I mean? So what does that look like? How does that change industry? Like how do you support that kind of environment? I mean, even we can even step away from that. Even things like imagine that you're working out with your personal trainer at your house and you have an avatar that's being presented in front of you. And when I say avatar, I don't mean just like like something like Fortnite or something like that. I mean like there's some of the technology that these guys are bringing to the table. You'll be able to see the facial expressions of these people, right, in real time. How does that change? I mean, so many other things. Um, you can do meetings from home. You can create new worlds, places where you can, I don't know, go to the club, so to speak. You know what I mean? What about the people who are getting paid to create these worlds? What does that money look like? How much will it cost to contract someone to create your workspace for you, to create your club for you, to create your workouts studio or art studio for that matter? Um, I was actually reading some of this stuff, man. Uh, Even to the point where people could potentially live, and I mean really live, in this meta world where you can have a TV that is created almost like an NFT, if you will, right? By some teenager somewhere, because he created it, right? And your TV, you watch TV in your digital house, if you will, on the TV that you bought. I mean, it's really going to change the game. The NFT space uh, inside the meta world, metaverse, it's interesting, um, exciting, very lucrative if you're paying attention and know the right places to put your money.
Okay, okay. Hey man, we're on the verge of the next chapter. So you had the industrial revolution, then
Yeah,
you had the technology revolution when AOL and all that stuff came online and everything, right? The internet revolution. And now the next phase of that would be the virtual revolution. And in each one of these revolutions, you got an opportunity for people to invest and make millions off of it. And instead of talking about, what a lot of us focus on, which is a bunch of BS. I'm tied into people like yourself. I'm tied into other groups where they talk about, how do you invest in that? What stocks are in the metaverse right now? How do you get in on a low before it even becomes big? And how do you purchase NFTs? What's his name? Tory Lanez. He was talking about
man,
that.
Tory
What is
Lane.
that? Brilliant, brilliant. The industry tried to blackball him. He came back and did his own thing and became a million. Was a billionaire? Something crazy.
Well, he probably going. I would imagine that he will become a billionaire. For those that are watching it, don't fully understand what happened, man. Tory Lanez, money is, rapper from Canada. He had a little bit of controversy that went on with Megan Thee Stallion and such. But yeah, man, he decided to drop his album, 7 songs on the album as an NFT. He dropped it. In fact, I caught wind of it on TikTok of all places, and I really wanted to make sure that I got in on that thing. But literally, the next video, he had already dropped it. I'm talking about this man dropped that stuff, and in 57 seconds, sold out 1 million copies of his album. That means he made $1 million in 57 seconds. Now, each one of those copies are selling for roughly $60,000 a pop now. I mean, it's a big deal, man. This is game changer. It removes the need for distribution in the way that we know that music used to move before. This is like groundbreaking, in my opinion. Any artist who is, dropping albums or doing any kind of art that is not in the form of an NFT, they're losing. Here's the best part, at least for Tory Lanez. Every single sale that happens of those million NFTs that he initially created, he will get a piece of. The gas fees go to him. That's a big deal, man. So $1 million out the gate, and every time at roughly $60,000 a pop, he gets a piece of it. Man, that's game changing. And not only that, those people who own, those original NFTs, they get access to, special shows and appearances and merchandise and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, man, it's a new world that we're moving into, and those people who are not paying attention, they're going to lose out. I mean, it's a little bit of a transfer of wealth that we're looking at that's happening now, and I think that if you're not paying attention, it'll be much more than a travesty. You'll think back during this period of time, and you'll kick yourself and say, damn, I really should have got involved. You know what I'm saying? The time is now, man. Strike while it's hot.
Man, I feel like it's so important that melanated people understand this whole concept of NFTs in the metaverse because of this. We're so stuck on asking America to right their past wrongs. There's a call for reparations. There's a call for all these things to equality. We've been asking for a long time. The truth is, America's not going to give you that. I don't think America's going to ever admit to its original sin, right? But if we master this whole metaverse NFT thing, like Tory was never supposed to become a millionaire in a minute. It's
not even
years away from us. They're not going to give us that back. They're not going to pay us for that. But if we master how to move around in this metaverse and the NFTs, and we get smart on this, we can take what's rightfully ours, and they can't stop it because the institutions that they have built are outdated, and technology is moving so fast they can't catch up with the legislation. It's moving faster than them. I told Tony, my wife, I said, you could be a digital real estate agent. They're selling digital land inside of video games.
Thank you. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She thought I was crazy when I said that. I had to send her the link.
No, it's real talk, man. I mean, it's one of the things, I remember we used to talk, back in the day about, buying land, acquiring land, because it's the one commodity that they don't make no more. It's a finite amount. But all of a sudden, there's a whole nother earth. I think they call it Earth 2 that you can go buy now. People buying New York City over again. And now with this metaverse, you can create a whole new buildings, infrastructure, railways, experiences for people to have, where they don't have to leave their homes. They can do it from home. I mean, this is a new space. It's an exciting time, man. And I really think people need to pay attention to it. I mean, seriously, man. Some of the innovations that we're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years, man. If you're not, honestly, I don't even know how to articulate truly. The ability to gain wealth in this space is unlike anything we've seen since the Industrial Revolution. You kind of mentioned that earlier. I think it's on us, man. We really got to kick it to these folks and let them understand. Really, you got to get in there and do your studying. There's so many different places to start obtaining these NFTs, ways to start learning how to build inside of the metaverse, because a lot of stuff is going to be not even necessarily contracted out, but I do see, well, it's not going to be contracted out right now, but it will be shortly, right? Because some of us are going to be very good at this. And let's also talk about this, man, and it's just the truth. Black America drives culture around this globe. It's going to happen in this metaverse as well. It's happening now. It's already happening. So it's important for us to use the tools that we already have at our disposal, which is just who we are, and capitalize on those things, man. Man, big things just coming soon.
Yeah, I agree. So, in your own opinion, man, do you see them in the next 5 years trying to crack down on all these people who are making millions off this metaverse? You see them trying to slow down the tide?
Well, I mean, absolutely. Because a lot of it, I mean, imagine, first of all, in this metaverse, we're talking about a digital world. That means that we're going to be using digital currency. So the digital currencies that we're trying to use are already trying to be stopped. I mean, everybody's heard about Bitcoin at this point. I think Ethereum is real big in the world. XRP, you know, the SEC case that they got going on right now is still pending. Well, it's going on, and they keep kind of dragging it out. But I don't think that they're going to be able to maintain their claim that insider trading and all this stuff is going on, because it's not really what it is. There's a perception, at least in that case, that their sale of currency is akin to stocks. It's two different things. Selling money or trading money is not the same as buying and selling stocks. And I don't think that the case is going to hold up. In my opinion, XRP is the way to go. Now, as far as the metaverse is saying that which crypto will be the one that's using the digital space, I really can't tell you, but it's on us to start to watch Mark Zuckerberg's moves, what cryptos that they choose to align themselves with, because this is the way of the future. It's happening. It already happened. So absolutely. Honestly, it's hard for me to put into words how important it is. And trust me, I have my position. I'm ready and I'm holding, and I'm already actively looking for contractors that I can partner with to move forward on this new endeavor.
Oh yeah, man. So you said Mark Zuckerberg. You follow Warren Buffett also?
I do. I kind of watch some of his positions. He's been making a lot of moves lately, man. Some of which I'm not. I don't think is. I'm not prepared to speak on them. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't fully understand all of them. But in regards to the metaverse, I think even he can see that this is the future. There is no getting away from it. Let's say if we didn't even have the metaverse, a lot of these cryptocurrency talks and the NFT spaces that people are moving in, it's here to stay. It's not going away. His investment strategy is kind of reflected a little bit, but again, I can't speak too intelligently. Honestly, I'm going to dive too deep into that.
I tell you what, man. I follow somebody on YouTube called the Wall Street Trapper. Have you heard of this dude?
I know this man, yo. I know this dude. Yeah, man.
So I mean, just hearing him talk and just trying to chop it down for people who look like him to follow, right? It's powerful. I just left my little sister's birthday party last night, and it was a group of us, and I was breaking it down, man. They could understand, and I was like, this is how they circulate information amongst themselves. They share their information, but if all we do is follow, Meg Thee Stallion and whatever little rapper you want to follow, whatever they doing, whatever shows they having, you'll be so consumed in that BS, you'll never learn what these people are putting out, because they give you free game for free. I mean, it's free. All you gotta do is watch what they say, watch what they do, and implement it in your life. And most importantly, I think you should read at least 10 to 20 pages a day in whatever you're trying to learn about. Because you'd be surprised everything you can learn just by applying yourself, by trying to read a book, by picking it up. Man, you put the book down, you're a different person every time.
Yeah, man. And it's important for people to continue to learn. I mean, but it's one of those things, a lot of people get caught up in a lot of the, what I like to call the buffoonery. I don't know if that's an official term, but, there are a lot of professional buffoons in the world that'll keep your attention, while there are people who are in spaces who are doing big things, right? They're making money, and in the right way. Wall Street Trapper, man, I saw money on the Breakfast Club, and I think it was the first time I was introduced to him. Really proud of what he was learning, man. Talking about, I think he ended up going to jail for I don't exactly remember what it was for. It was something small, and he ran into a guy and said, "Hey, man, I know that you're here for something less than
Yeah.
$100,000." And he was like, "Yeah," and then he started teaching him some stuff, man. But one of the things, the mantras that he has is to, study and invest in the things that you use in your life, right? So, but this is one of those things that everyone will use. I mean, just think about what Facebook is, right? Everybody has Facebook. Everybody has Facebook. If you use Facebook and you're not invested in Facebook, I'm kind of looking at you funny because everybody uses it. So why wouldn't you want a penny off of that? If you
Right.
can get just a penny off of all of the money that they're getting, I mean, it grows exponentially. So I think that, I mean, this is one of you know, the black men who are represented properly and that we really need to be paying attention to and support that man as well, man. Yeah, big props to the homie.
Man. So talking about him, that's pretty big. And then I was talking to one of my homeboys, man, he's a trucker, and he was breaking down like how he took his money out of savings accounts and put it in trust because you get a higher APR. And
Hmm.
so we were taught, like I'm sure when you join the military, they say, hey, these are the banks you can deposit your money in. But they don't explain how APRs work and how if you put your money in this savings account, you're going to get 0.01, like no percent all of interest
Yeah, exactly, man.
versus a trust. And that's what these rich people are doing. They're using trust, and these other groups, they're using vehicles to push the money to a higher APR to keep the government from taking their money and getting interest off of their money in the bank. So it's deep, man. It's like levels to this. And I was like, man, I appreciate you handing that down to me, man, because that's something I don't know much about trust. So it's just iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not to take us off the topic too far, but I'm glad that you said it about the banks because personally, I try not to even keep my money in the bank no more. Most of my money is in places where I'm getting, 8%, 10% return on my investments. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's just holding my money at this point. A lot of these banks are designed to benefit themselves and not necessarily meant to benefit, especially black folks or whatever. So it's one of those things, man. Again, we keep talking about this, so many different strategies that are out there, something like family banking, going to get your own life insurance and creating a space where you can borrow against your life insurance, at 0%, take that money and put it in a place where you can get 8% on it. You know what I mean? The idea is build the next egg and live off your nest egg. You know what I mean? You might, it's not that you have, $5 or $6 million. It's about putting up that 5 or 6 million in a place where you can, see the gains from it and live off the gains, not necessarily the nest egg. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely, man. But we've been talking about this stuff for years anyway. So
Yeah,
we're just
yeah.
trying to get the word out for folks to benefit from.
Hey man, I think it's difficult for people to think like that when they're just trying to survive. When you're trying to make Monday breakfast, lunch, and dinner work, you trying to stretch
Hmm.
that paycheck from the 1st and 15th. It's hard. It's hard to think about investing when you got negative in your checking account or your savings is $20. And that's where they want to keep us. They want to keep us in that low frequency.
But fam, that's the thing that's so crazy about this space right now and what's happening right now. So like the Tory Lanez thing we was talking about earlier, right? Homie wasn't selling them for no, $100, 200, $3,000. He sold each one for $1. So for instance, if I would have took $60 and bought 60 copies, that's 60 times 60,000 right now. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a space where it's important to start to understand right now, because now is the time when you can still get into these things for very small amounts of money. I mean, I have millions of shares of Shiba Inu or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a mean point, and we get it, but you know, I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know if I'm really supposed to, but the Kamisi PT, right? For those that don't know what that is, look it up. But the Pamisi PT, the T at the end is about time, right? Because timing is crucial. This is the time right now to take advantage of learning these things and getting in because it's not a lot of money. Honestly, if you can get into Coinbase, Binance, Crypto.com, figure out how to get some of these cryptos. And usually Ethereum is really the best one to do because it transfers to whatever you want. Say if you wanted to get into XRP or if you wanted to get into some of these DeFi currencies and stuff like that, this is the time to do it. A lot of these currencies are like they cost 0.00005% of a dollar. Like, I mean, it's very little money. And you can get you once you get in, the opportunities present themselves, and then you can go buy yourself one of those NFTs. Even with the NFT space, right? So like, I had a buddy that was asking me questions about, okay, so what's the big deal about this? Some picture, right? You buy a picture that somebody made or whatever for however much money. This is the thing though. While yeah, you can probably right click and save that and use it however you want. If I buy an NFT and let's say I'll go and start a business, right? That logo is mine. I owe no one. It's mine forever. It is on the blockchain. The blockchain is the technology that Ethereum resides on. That contract for that purchase is there forever. I don't ever have to pay no royalties to nobody on it because it belongs to me. It's right there in the open ledger for everybody to see. Like, there's so much that's going to be happening here. There's going to be time. There's going to come a time. I think I'm working on it right now where you can buy. I know we talked about digital real estate, but you can buy physical real estate in this space as well. I mean, the game is changing, and while some of us may not be ready to dump large amounts of money into this, you have to understand it because there are a lot of people who took a little bit of money and are living very, very well right now, man. I'm telling you, this is big time, real big time.
And now I like this part of the show, man, because I'm gonna ask you a very important question. I ask you a pop quiz question, man. Would you rather have 30 million? If I had $30 million and I said, hey, man, do you want the $30 million or do you want 30 million loyal followers, friends? Which one would you pick?
It depends. I probably would take the friends because at least with the friends, there's a certain amount of buying power that comes with it, right? So I would love for 30 million people to be watching these conversations because as we can help each other to learn the right places to go financially, other people will pick up on the conversation, the golden nuggets that we find and can do the same things. And if we do it right, we can help them make money and they can help us make money. It will turn into far more than $30 million could ever, be, so to speak.
True. So my thing is, that's a smart choice, man. You picked the right choice. So if you had 30 million loyal friends, right, and you say, hey, I'm selling some artwork. I want you to buy it for $5 or even $2. You see how your money just grew instantaneously, right? Then you take that earnings that you got from your 30 million loyal people, right? And then you invest it in something that's going to give you a higher APR, return on investment, right? And now you've taken that 30 million loyal friendship and you've blown it up past whatever, way more than the 30 million you would have got the lump sum of money. So I think you have to look at money differently. Money is only a vehicle. Money is not the end game. It's only a tool to get to what you want in life. That's all it is. That's it.
Yeah, man. It's a way to open doors for our kids, open doors for the community, do the things that we weren't able to do in the past, man. And it's really on us, man. There's nobody else to point the finger to. The responsibility lies with us. So why wouldn't we take it, man? I'm not the type to shy away from that kind of stuff, man. I like a challenge, you know what I'm saying? It gets me excited anyway. So opportunity is now. We're ready. We're studying. Our money is up. Why not? Why not?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Hey, man, you bring in some good perspectives, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
100%.
We really gotta, we gotta do this again as a host of different topics that we can chop it up about, man. This one is one I think is super beneficial, but I want to get on some controversial stuff too. You know what I mean? Yeah, and again, I'm not gonna derail the, I'm not gonna get off the topic, but definitely we're gonna do this again, and there's a whole lot of stuff we can get into, bro. I mean, what else you got, low key?
I mean, we listen at the round table last night, talking to the peoples, man. We was talking about everything from spirituality, from Christianity to what it was before Christianity to why are we in America? Why are we Christians? And what does that really mean? Was Jesus a Christian? Was he a, well, like how did Christianity spread across the world to go from just one group's main spiritual system to everybody's spiritual system? Who was Constantine?
Yeah.
The council not say like it's deep, man. We were talking about that. We were talking about you know, the Travis Scott concert.
Man,
Crazy.
bro. Yeah. I feel bad for dude, man, because I feel like, what happened in that concert was, it's a sad thing. But some of the stuff that I heard, I mean, it's kind of interesting to understand what really happened. I mean, I feel like you almost would have had to been there. I don't necessarily fault him for, some of the deaths that occurred. However, I don't absolve him either because, the way that thing kind of played was, yeah. I'd love to dive into that conversation, man. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I would have been there. That's a lot.
Well, man, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it, bro, because I'm gonna start doing more recordings. Like right now, it's once a week, but this week I'm doing at least 3. So I have another one later on today, and then I'm gonna do some ones where I'm just talking to the people. So I'm growing the channel, man. I got some people who are communication experts, and I have a videography team I'm working with. And man, we're gonna take it to the next level, bro. That's all.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, let me shout out my YouTube channel, man. Chief Knows, you know what I'm saying? Look me up on YouTube. I got a little YouTube channel just talking about, guidance in the Army and stuff like that, for people that want to learn how to succeed and that kind of stuff. So, check me out. Yeah.
Oh man, listen, for my followers, and if you're in the military, man, follow Chief O, because man, I serve with this dude and he knows what he's talking about. Very, very insightful perspectives that you're not going to get from a lot of your upper brass. You're not going to get from those people, man. Relatable, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't going to give you anything that's false or phony. He's going to tell you like it is. So go ahead and follow him up. You got an Instagram too?
Yeah, man. I mean, I got an Instagram, but it's my personal Instagram, so I don't put that out because I'm a private person. But I'm working on. I'm gonna get the Chief Knows Instagram up. Y'all can probably catch me there. Yeah, but we'll talk about it another time because we're gonna do more of these. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah. Okay, man. Well, I know you guys say you about to roll out, man. Have a safe airport, right?
Yeah, man. Hitting the airport probably like in the next 30 minutes or so, and then we out, man. I'll be back and see y'all next time.